Not really everyone knows that you have had a very interesting, background in terms of the industry you came from. You actually came from traditional banking, Union Bank, right? So, how was that? How was that transition for you?
It's quite interesting because
Web3 Gaming, the latest news, updates, and esports. This is YGG TV.
The global pandemic played a key role in blockchain gaming adoption as everyone was forced to stay indoors due to health and safety risks. So, online communities formed and everyone was forced to interact through Zoom, Discord, or anywhere else in the metaverse. As good as that was for the industry, individuals still yearned for in-person interactions, and when health restrictions started to ease up, people couldn't wait to reconnect face-to-face. Friendships made online could now follow through in real life. And here with us today in the studio is someone who has first-hand experience with Web3 events in the country, the one and only the head of operations for YGG Philippines, Kat Gonzalez. How are you doing, Kat?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great, and yeah, thank you for making it here today. We're excited to talk about the very recent success of all the events, not just one, but numerous events that you personally handled yourself for YGG Philippines, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there are quite a few in 2022. And it's been great to kind of have those in-person IRL experiences with the community.
Of course, but I mean, before we even get there, like I definitely would love to hear about how you got here. How did you start out with YGG Philippines? Like, where did this all come from?
I've been in the Philippine blockchain community since around 2018. And I used to go to all the meetups every week, and I met some of the people that we're working with today, like Gabby, Colin, Luis, to name a few. And then I just kind of I was following what they were doing, and yeah, that's how I kind of heard about YGG, and eventually Luis approached me to join as well.
Awesome, but I mean, like not really everyone knows that you have had a very interesting, background in terms of the industry you came from. You actually came from traditional banking, Union Bank, right? So, how was that? How was that transition for you?
It's quite interesting because in a bank, you really have to work around, even if I was part of the fintech group, so the more innovative side of the bank. Even though we were in the innovation side, we really had to work around certain I guess boundaries as well. But in Web3, it's like a blue ocean, so many things are happening. You're not just pigeonholed into one thing, and I find that that's super exciting because every day can be different, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it really comes to show, especially with one of the first events that you've actually produced for YGG PH, which is the YGG Philippines Roadshow, which happened in Baguio early in 2021, right? So, yeah, I mean, how was the thought process for this? Like, you're used to traditional banking, and now you have to throw one of the first, physical Web3 events at that time.
Yeah, it was really cool because I think that's a great experience of how the community is so vibrant outside of Metro Manila. We got to meet people who might not have been able to attend meetups in person here in Manila, and kind of bring to them their idols, the people that they look up to in the industry, bring some education, some learning as well for them, and then kind of did a tournament as well, which was a very large tournament for at the time, right, for Baguio. So yeah, it was good to meet people on the ground, and I think for me it was also a learning experience because I saw the excitement, and it kind of motivated me as well to do more, right, in the event scene, to bring that experience in other places.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty exciting, getting to see people, just getting back out there. Most of the gamers in the Philippines who are in this space started with Axie. And I could say that the rapid growth of Axie Infinity was due to the conditions of the pandemic, right? And yeah, it was pretty exciting for the people setting foot in the event for the first time, and they came from Axie, but now we were able to introduce to them all these other games like Cyball, Thaden Arena, even Fancy Birds, right? So and all of these projects are under the YGG flag.
Yep.
And we can only expect like these kinds of events not only just to keep happening in the next months or even the next few years, but also at scale. Like we're gonna be doing bigger events, which as we've seen just very recently, the Philippine Web3 Festival. So how was that for you? That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it was great because I think it met the objectives that we wanted to achieve. So we wanted to kind of bring international personalities, thought leaders, innovators in the space for the Philippines, and kind of get them to see what they've been hearing about for a while, right? About the Philippines being like the epicenter of Web3 adoption, NFT ownership is super high. That was good that we were able to kind of give them that firsthand experience. But then also for our own Filipino community, right? They probably haven't been out of the country to attend some of these conferences and meet these people. So they were able to like kind of brush elbows with them, have conversations with them, network, learn from them as well. And I think that's super valuable. So that was awesome. And we had like 2,000 people. It was, a week-long event. We had a hackathon, a tournament as well, and a ton of other side events. So it was really great for the community, really great for our space. And, we're looking to do even bigger than that, right? Hopefully in 2023. Yeah.
And I mean, also on the other side of things, like the community being able to finally see what a blockchain conference looks like. We actually also provided like a lot of opportunities for international projects like worldwide trying to get into the space, like in the Philippines. I mean, like we are a melting pot for talent in Web3, and Web3 games is pretty hot right now. I mean, we've had other conferences like all over the world where crypto and blockchain games are inching their way into the main stage of these conferences. I mean, we have the Tokyo Game Show just very recently as well, where YGG Japan had their own booth. Even one of our ecosystem partners through YGG Southeast Asia, one of their projects, DEA, the guys behind Play Mining, also even had their own like. It's not just like your standard like 4x4 booth. Like these are big booths, and these guys are investing in marketing their projects into like Web2 games and Web2 conferences. So I think there is a lot to say there. So Kat, like why is it important though? Like if I'm a project, like why do I have to be in a gaming conference? Like, I mean, let's say I'm Web2 and then I want to go into Web3. Like why do I have to have the best or the nicest booth? Like what impact does it have?
Yeah, so I was speaking to a lot of our sponsors. They gave me a lot of really good insight, right? So some of them wanted to like do conversions or get their word out there at the booths to meet people and tell them about their games, etc. And that's great, right? But then others also said that they were able to get feedback. They can help them improve or develop certain aspects of their game or their product, right? So there's a lot of things I think that as a brand, as a company, you can get from having a booth and meeting people, talking to people, getting feedback, learning, doing some conversions, some marketing. So yeah, a lot of things can come out of it.
I mean, like speaking about the learning process. So let's say for the team over at YGG Philippines, like what did you notice, or like what did you learn from the first ever Web3 conference in the country?
Yeah, I think we learned that we can do it, right? So this has never been done in the Philippines before, definitely not at this scale. We didn't have a ton of time to prepare, but I think like now that we're able to just do it, we got amazing support from so many Web3 companies and startups and partners as well. Makes us even more confident, right, to do the next one. And I think our team, super proud of them as well. Everybody really stepped up, gave like 200% to make it happen. So yeah, I think that's what I learned. I learned that we can definitely go even bigger next time, right?
For sure. Definitely something to watch out for. I mean, I don't mean to like spoil it up a bit. Like we're hitting on another event pretty soon, right? But I mean, aside from another conference, do you guys consider continuing the YGG roadshows, or do you have any other projects with a similar nature that you are going to be pushing out for 2023?
Yeah, so one thing we really want to do is to do the roadshow concept, but at universities.
Nice.
So kind of looking at the students, those that are maybe going into the job market in the future, want to learn about Web3, what they could possibly do there as well. Yeah, it's going to be kind of like a crash course or a sneak peek into metaverse, Web3 metaverse, our online product, right? So we're gonna have people speak there. Maybe we'll even do some hackathons at certain stops. So that's one thing to look out for next year.
So it sounds pretty exciting. Like one thing that I picked up from that is that, I'm being able to bring this new frontier to the doorsteps of the guys who will be engaging with this kind of technology like pretty soon when they when they graduate or when they start maybe even taking metaverse jobs or whatnot, and like having an educational foothold as early as now in all of these schools will definitely accelerate not only the growth for these individuals but also for the whole space as well. Imagine having fresh talent coming out of college already knowing what they want. And yeah, basically you have an abundance of talent that we could definitely use in the industry, right? And I think one of the other projects that we've also worked with, Acad Arena, is also also has the same growth, right? And one thing that I've noticed from one of their projects, which is also a gaming expo, Conquest 2022, right, last year, there were a lot of not only Philippine Web3 projects but international Web3 projects as well trying to get in. So there is already some sort of crossover happening, and it's good to see that there are Web2 projects inching slowly its way into Web3, and Web3 also taking a step back, going back to the basics, and trying to build where it matters the most in a very important time. Especially today in the instance of the market, right? So, I mean, Kat, it's always a pleasure to be talking to you, and we are very excited. And yeah, I mean, we always have been working together with a lot of activations for YGG PH, and yeah, I mean, I couldn't be more stoked for everyone else to see what we have up our sleeves, right? So yeah, for everyone at home, make sure to check out the YGG Pilipinas Facebook page and their socials for any updates, because any alpha could be dropped anytime soon. And who knows, like maybe the next roadshow or the next campus tour will be happening in the next few weeks and the next few months. So, ladies and gentlemen, Kat Gonzalez.
Thank you.